Cade Cunningham is one of the best players in the 2020 draft class, and from reading all of the scouting reports, it says that he should be able to change the franchise. So let's put him in 2K and let's see if there's some truth to that. Alright guys, so we're back here for another video and we're doing a career sim. So if you guys are messing with this series, make sure you go ahead and like it up and of course subscribe to my second channel for a plethora of my league videos over there as well. In today's video, we're going to be taking over Cade Cunningham, a top 3 rated prospect in the class of 2020. He's going to be in the 2021 NBA draft. Right now it says that he's going to Oklahoma State University, but we're going to see if that actually happens, man. Now, to me, I think he's one of, I think if you have a top 2 pick in this draft, you take him or you take Jalen Green. This man is a straight up baller. And looking at the draft lottery, which team gets the number 1 pick in this year's sim, because they got to be taking him, and it's the Timberwolves. So there's a really good chance that this man Cade ends up on the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I ain't gonna lie, I would love for that to happen. Letting him learn from CP3 and then having a duo of him and Shea for the next 20 years would honestly be amazing. So let's get straight into the NBA draft. Now, hopping into the draft, let's see who the Minnesota Timberwolves actually take with the number 1 overall pick. Like I said, I'm not tripping. They take Jalen first, makes sense. Him and D'Lo and Cat is gonna be nice. I'm kind of scared of that. But that Thunder pick, man, Cade and Shea would be nice. I'm not gonna even front, man. But I really do hope you guys are enjoying these videos, man. Jonathan Kuminga. Really, my boy? That means I'm going to Charlotte. Hopefully Charlotte passes on us though. I would rather go to Detroit than Charlotte. I think that Detroit took James Wiseman in the 2020 draft. I want to go there. I definitely want to go there. I don't want to play, well, my goodness. So we actually end up going 3rd overall to the Charlotte Hornets, and the reception on social media is not the best. Yes, the scouts are loving this pick. They're saying that we have the highest ceiling in this year's draft and that fans should love it, but some of the fans ain't showing all that much love, bruh. I mean, some of them are like real cool, but others are kind of tripping. So he's actually tied for the first and the highest rated player in this year's draft, which is why we actually picked him up, guys. Let me know how you guys feel about this draft pick. He's rocking number 15 for the Charlotte Hornets, and Michael Jordan for once took the right choice and the best player at his original draft pick. So hopefully we can get into Cade's career. For some reason, these boys picked up RJ Barrett on the team, so I had to double check. How on earth did y'all get me Barrett? And looking at it, the Knicks let that man go, but they signed him to a 4-year, $92 million contract, and they signed Dennis Smith Jr. Why on earth do you need DSJ when you just drafted Cade with a top 3 pick? Nonetheless, man, at least they signed the GOAT Taco Fall. But I can't lie, I'm not too confident with management. Like I said before, this is a career sim. You guys already know that he's gonna have a really long career, and hopefully he's able to bring championships to the city of Charlotte. And if he can't, hopefully he just wins a few rings and MVPs himself. After his first season, he does walk away with the Rookie of the Year award, putting up nearly 18 points a game, 5 boards, 7 assists, 2 steals, while shooting 48% from the field and 37% from the 3-point line. And he was actually really good. I mean, of course, this team did not make the playoffs at all. They had like 37 wins, but he was all rookie first team, and he showed a lot of promise in his first season. I can't even front. And RJ Barrett was also really nice. So maybe RJ Barrett turns into a great number 2 guy for Cade. They picked up Jabari Parker along the way. That's kind of an L. Like, we literally had PJ Washington there. I would have preferred him getting those minutes instead of wasting them on Jabari Parker. This season, the Dallas Mavericks with KP as Finals MVP, they actually go ahead and win the championship. Heading into Cade's second season, he goes up by 5 overall points to an 85. They picked up Mo Bamba. RJ Barrett is developing it. And I can't lie, man. The future looks pretty decent. I mean, they picked up Bamba. That's decent. And of course, these guys are all progressing. So at the end of this season, Cade, RJ, Bridges, PJ Washington, and of course, Mo Bamba. And we got a decent bench as well. That's all that we really asked for. Now, Cade balls out this season. This year, Obviously, he wasn't the MVP, but he did actually win most improved player. He jumped up nearly 10 points per game, 27, 7 boards, almost 10 assists. He thinks he should have been the MVP. Like, he legitimately thinks that he should have been the MVP, and I honestly can't blame him. Look at that jump in stats. He even got more efficient as well from the field and from the three. So that's actually a good sign to look at. He still has no Hall of Fame badges, but I'm sure he's going to get plenty of them once the season starts. Of course, he's All-NBA first team. He also walks away with a all-defensive first team as well, which you love to see. So we're going to get a two-way player during his career, which is just awesome. We also were the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference, so we finally actually made the playoffs in our second season as Cade leads us to 43 wins. As far as his stats go, like I said before, his points per game went up almost 10 points per game. And I mean, just looking at the roster, it's not a bad roster. This team can definitely make the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. And looking at our first playoff rival, it's going to be the Detroit Pistons with Chris Paul, Jalen Johnson, James Wiseman, like I said before, Chris Boucher, an actually decent team. But I'm not going to front. The first few seasons of Cade's career, he kept on getting bounced in the first round. So this year, Imani Bates, he leads his team to a championship as a rookie. Cade gets bounced in the first round. The next season is kind of a repeat. It's the exact same thing. Great numbers, 24 points a game. It goes on a little bit, but at the end of the day, he gets bounced in the first round. LeBron retires. He improves. His team does not make a lot of moves, and then finally in his 4th season, he broke through. He finally broke through. This year, he's back on the All-NBA first team. This year, he even put up even better numbers, if you ask me. 30 points per game, 6 rebounds, 10 assists, shooting 53% from the field. And like I said, homie finally found a way to break through, and that's what it takes, man. This team is still, it still has RJ Barrett, it still has Miles Bridges. They also picked up Micah Peavy as well. And we were a lot better as a team. This season, we were the 4th seed. Instead of getting bounced as being a higher seed or a lower seed like the years before, this time we're taking on the Devin Booker-led New York Knicks. And right now, the series is actually tied up 1-1. They take the 2-1 lead. Then they take the 3-1 lead. So now Cade has to play some catch-up. Like I said, man, for him to actually be great, which I think that during this simulation, he's going to be a great player, he has to find a way to break through. So he does go ahead and take a game from them, winning by 10 points. So now the series, we're down 2-3. Heading into game number 6, let's see what we can actually get popping. We're going to type this series and force a game 7. A battle. Like a really, really tough out battle. We're down by 1 point. Let's just hop in this game. Let's see what Cade can do as a sim. He hits a nice little assist to PJ Washington. And they go ahead and they take the lead by 1 point. Let's see what D-Book got on the other side of the court, though. Come on. He goes through the screen. He's on the drive. Do not let him get that shot. Come on, y'all. Don't let him get that shot off. We can't let that happen, ever. Here's D-Book. Step back. He hits it with the pass. Who's that? Johnson. It's a brick, my guy. It's a brick. I'm sorry. And there's about 30 seconds left. RJ Barrett, why'd you take this shot? Bro, sometimes Barrett does not pass the ball. And then Cade misses the layup, which I can't lie. I don't know what's going on here. Luckily, we are up by 1 point. Come on, y'all. If we're gonna let them shoot fast so that we got enough time to actually, get a shot off. Let's freaking go. 7 seconds left, and they actually end up fouling us. And in the end, we do walk away with the victory in this game. All we gotta do is just nail these free throws green, and that's easy. So we're actually forced a game 7 against these guys, and we're actually playing at home. We're playing at home, and that's actually a game changer in this game. Come on, Cade. It's a little close. It's a little close, bro. What are you doing? All right, it's tied up. And now we're starting to get away, and we win by 7 points. Cade had 49-14 in a possible elimination game to lead us to the second round, and that's when I say he finally was able to break through, and that is the biggest thing. Yeah, he's averaging 30 and 14 assists in the playoffs, and once homie was able to break through the first round, he started to go crazy, taking on the first seeded Orlando Magic. Cade beats them in 6. Next, we get the Pistons, who beat us last year. Yeah, they got no chance. We beat them in 6 as well. And now he actually made it to the NBA Finals in his 4th season in the league. And he's trying to go up 2-0 on the Pelicans right now. And they still got Zion. And he's actually able to make that happen. He's putting up insane numbers. So when he broke through, he really broke through because he took that baton and ran with it. Homie is flesh out dominating now. And now he actually has a really good lead. Look at this, man. 30 plus points. He's up 3-1 on the Pelicans. Heading back to New Orleans for this game. They actually do take a game. And he wants to make sure that there's no game 7. He wants to win this championship in Charlotte for the city of Charlotte. And they have a really good lead right now. They are up by 6 points. We do hop in the game with about 2 minutes left. We're calling for the ball. Give us the ball, my G. There we go. Come on, Cade. Let's see what you can get. He is getting clamped right now, but he's also getting like double teamed a little bit. But winning a championship here would be great. He's already accomplished so much. The only thing he's really missing is to actually, complete the championship and an MVP. But he finds Miles Bridges in the corner for the 3. And at the end of it, we were actually able to win a championship in Cade's 4th season in the NBA. And I'm not gonna lie, that is setting him up for some real greatness. Of course, Michael Jordan owns this team. And as long as they are able to build a good roster around him, he should be able to carry this team to way more than 1. Hopefully this was on a fluke and he's able to win a lot more championships, a lot more finals MVPs as his career progresses. But doing this in 4 seasons in the NBA is extremely impressive. He averaged 34 points, 5 boards, 15 assists, and 2 steals during the finals, along with shooting 47% from the field and 38% from the 3. So the dude was literally a dog out there, and no one could stop him. Luckily, the Hornets also helped him out as he progresses to a 93. They picked up Jalen Johnson. He's like a 90-something overall, and they also signed Cade, 4 years, 160 mil. They re-signed RJ Barrett as well. They pick up Jalen Johnson, and unfortunately, they traded Taco Fall. But I can't lie, Michael Jordan is doing a really great job rebuilding this team. Obviously, with Cade, RJ, Jalen, PJ, and Mo Bamba, this team looks set up to win multiple more championships. He gets another first team All-NBA first team, and now he actually has some Hall of Fame badges to his name right there. And that's what we like to actually see. Of course, right now we are the defending champs, but they've kind of been disrespecting us all season. Before the season started, they didn't even think that we were like a top 10 seed in the league. Like, shit was kind of ridiculous. At the end of the day, Cade was amazing this season as well. This year, we actually win 55 games. Look at my boy Jalen Johnson, bro. Jalen Johnson makes the second team. So now Jalen Johnson is really he's really starting to turn into the Robin Hood, man. We thought that would be RJ Barrett, but Jalen Johnson is quickly turning into the number 2 guy on this team. And having somebody who can make an All-NBA team is so helpful. This season, we actually finished as the 2nd seed in the Eastern Conference, right behind the Indiana Pacers. And just looking at this roster, Jalen was an all-star as well. Of course, Cade was an all-star, but Jalen was an all-star as well. And Michael Jordan helped this team out even more because he went out there and he saw that, you know what, you got to pick up the best players possible. So he picked up a superstar veteran while we were simming. I looked at it, I saw, is that James Harden right there? Of course, Cade had himself another amazing season. He's a 94 overall right now at 24 years old. RJ was great, Jalen was great. They picked up James Harden, you guys, for $2 million. I literally had to go and, he was decent. He averaged 19 points. I went and checked because I could have sworn that he retired or something. There was no way that I was seeing this. This man had no contract coming into this season, and he took a minimum deal, which happens so much in these simulations. But hey, since it's working out in my favor, let's go ahead and, since we have James Harden, we can definitely repeat. Come on. We might as well at least try to go for the repeat. So getting straight into the playoffs this year, we're taking on the 7th seed Orlando Magic, and we just won the championship. Yeah, we added James Harden and we're down 3-1. We literally just won the championship. This can only be attested to 2K logic. This game is hella random. How are we down 3-1? We literally added talent to this team. We added talent. We already had Barrett and Cade. We added talent and we get bounced in round number 1? Are you serious? That makes no sense at all. And of course, the team that beat us wins the NBA championship. This game is just all over the place. Imani Bates has 2 chips at like 21. Heading into Cade's 6th season in the NBA, he actually was able to walk away with the MVP award, putting up 27 points per game, 5 boards, nearly 11 assists as well. He was incredible. He was incredible the entire year. Of course, he's All-NBA first team. And then we also get Jalen Johnson on the second team as well. Like I said before, he's a great number 2 to have on this team. Obviously, James Harden did not stick around. He went and got his bag in Sacramento. But everyone else is good. I mean, PJ Washington and Mo Bamba are playing their parts very, very well. And then getting straight into the playoffs, this is when they actually got into their stride. And they just had to dominate every single team out there, beating the first 2 teams in 5 games. Up against Toronto, they actually do go down 2-1. But at the end of the day, he was able to come back from a 3-1 deficit just like a legend should be able to. And he was actually able to be taken on the Memphis Grizzlies in the NBA Finals. Now, the Grizzlies are really nice. They got Jaren Jackson, they got John Morant, they got a squad over there, but they go up 3-1 really, really fast. And heading into game number 5, we're actually playing at home again, so we're up. We're up. And wouldn't it be nice to win 2 championships in the city of Charlotte on home court to celebrate right there? And you guys already know that's exactly what happens, as at the age of 25, this man Cade Cunningham has an MVP and 2 championships and a Most Improved Player award. Right now, he's on pace to be the greatest player of all time. He's putting up the numbers, he's getting the accolades, he's getting the wins. What more can you possibly ask for? Now, I'm not gonna lie, I am gonna fast forward a lot through the next few seasons of Cade's career because obviously, like I said before, he has a really, really long career. And right now we're only in year 6 and he's already stacking up on his championships. The next season, they actually would still do good. Cade would make the first team All-NBA. However, this team would only be good enough to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. They traded away Mo Bamba, they re-signed Jalen and Cade and RJ. And like I said, they were only good enough to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. And you could easily see how tough it was for Cade to carry this team back to a championship. He was playing really, really well. He had a decent supporting cast with Jalen Green and RJ, but it seemed like they had no big man presence at all. Yeah, they had PJ Washington, but that center position was not looking the best. And you can tell that the chemistry was really all over the place, but I think that it was really just their bench. Now, Cade does come back and he wins the MVP in 2029, putting up insane stats for his second MVP at age 27. However, as you guys can see, this would be very, very short-lived. How they get bounced in round number 1. And then I don't know if Michael Jordan or Mitch Kupchak just went in a panic mode because they traded away Jalen Johnson, somebody who just made All-NBA first team last season and has been an All-NBA player the last 4 seasons. They trade away my sidekick, and the kicker is for who? We get nobody back. We get Jonathan Isaac. Not to mention, at this point, Jonathan Isaac is like 6 seasons older than Jalen Johnson. So they really screw over Cade for the long term and literally bring nothing back in return. Jonathan Isaac and Ty Jerome, 2 players that aren't even going to start on this team, which really, really sucks because even though they weren't winning a lot of games, they still had that chemistry factor, and they were honestly just a big man away from winning a championship. However, as you guys can see, after losing Jalen that season, they get swept in round number 1 against Detroit, who was the 7th seed, as they were the 2nd seed that season. And then the drought starts to come back to Charlotte. They just won 2 championships a few seasons ago, but now there's like a long-lasting drought because literally Mitch Kupchak and Jordan just go through a period where they surround Cade with RJ Barrett and literally nothing else. I mean, it's bad. Like, it's really, really bad. Yeah, they were able to make the conference championship in 2031, but low-key, that was a fluke because they were like the 7th seed. And as you guys can see, everything else is just not consistent at all. They go on to lose in the first round to the Toronto Raptors. Of course, it was in 7, but an L's an L We were the 7th seed, but we got Cade on our team. Fast forward 2 seasons, in 2024, Cade is able to win another MVP, averaging nearly 36 and 9, and he's always going to be putting up great numbers. The only thing is, a player of Cade's caliber, at this time he's already established. We get the number 1 seed and all of that, and then heading into the playoffs, you guys already know, he has championships under his belt. He has MVPs under his belt. He's a 2nd seed. He is expected to make a LeBron-like run. He does go ahead and he gets swept by Bronny and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Yeah, Bronny went back to Cleveland just like his dad, and they won the championship. That offseason, MJ actually decided to trade away RJ Barrett, and RJ Barrett is now on the Utah Jazz, looking out to finish his career. And I mean, he got his money too, so good for him. But that's cool. Cade Cunningham comes in 2035, and he goes back-to-back as the MVP. He's averaging a little bit less points per game, more assists, and I mean, the team is kind of iffy. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, they do win 59 games, and that's good enough to get him the MVP, but during the regular season, they weren't the best. But heading into the playoffs, they actually dominated a lot. They won 7 games against Mikey Williams and the Oklahoma City Thunder, and the reason why I'm not gloating about this win is because this team led by Mikey was not a really high seed. Well, at the end of the day, Cade does get another championship and another Finals MVP, and he's looking really, really good. Right now, he's putting the team on his back. If you look at his supporting cast, I mean, they did find him a power forward late in the draft. That was a draft and stash kind of guy, and he turned out to be Cade's number 2 guy during this run. However, it's really Cade just putting the team on his back. And as you guys are going to pretty much notice, during these little span of 4 years, Cade literally dominates the league in the regular season. Homie picks up another MVP in 2036, pretty much completing a three-peat as the regular season MVP. Yes, that only came away with 1 regular season championship, but he's really dominating the league and getting his team in the right positions. Like I said, that's 5. That's 5 MVPs for Cade. He goes up and he sweeps the Orlando Magic. He beats Cleveland to get his revenge in 6. And now taking on the Chicago Bulls, a really deep team. This team actually goes 7 games against the Charlotte Hornets. And Cade has himself a really good game. He's averaging 32 as far as the playoff goes. And he gets to the NBA Finals again versus the Clippers this time, heading into a Game 7 against them as well. Of course, we are going to be rocking with the Simcast. And I guess for this game, I might as well show you guys this actual footage. But we actually got down, but heading into the 4th quarter, let's see what we can actually do. Simcast it. Simcast it. Come on. I don't want to hop into every single game, but I can't let us just go down and witness that thing. And we actually take the lead in Simcast, and this is why we love Simcast, man. I was trying to catch a close game, and maybe I still can, but every single time I just press Sim, like, we don't do all that bad. Right now, we actually got the lead. We up a little bit. Sim a little bit some more. Okay, now we're up by 4. And at this moment, I think it's pretty obvious that if we can just hold this lead, it's a win or go home. All they got to do is miss this shot, and we win because they're going to have to foul us. And, oh my, what? Get out of here, bro. And they go ahead and they foul our boy Cruz. Now, he's a point guard on this team. He's a backup point guard. He green lights the first one. We go up by 2 points. You got to close this thing out, man. You got to. And we go ahead and we win another championship. That's Cade's 4th championship and 4th Finals MVP. And we love it, man. I'm telling you, at this moment, as far as 2K goes, he's legitimately the greatest player of all time. He has a plethora of MVPs, and I think he has 6. Yeah, he has like 6 MVP awards, and this is like his 4th championship. At the age of 34, look at my boy Cade. 5 MVPs, 4-time champion, 14-time All-Star, already been All-NBA First Team 10 times. Literally, at this point, he's already the GOAT, but he's not even looking to retire yet. He still got a lot of game in him as well. So let's see what we can actually do. We won 3 MVPs in a row. That is mad impressive. And heading into 2037, he takes home another one. He takes home another MVP award. That is actually insane. at this point, they gotta name the entire thing after him. Like, they gotta give him that award title. Regardless, he does have a really solid playoff run. Unfortunately, they get taken out in the Western Conference Finals, and Philly goes ahead and they win that championship. Heading into Cade's 17th season in the NBA, he actually gets another MVP. He's like 36. Oh, he's 37, man. He's 37, and he put up insane numbers again, 25 points per game. This time, this team is still a really high seed. I mean, they were the 5th seed, but between that and like the first seed is like 5 games. I mean, he's down against Cleveland, and like I said, Cleveland is a really stacked roster. And can we actually beat them though? Yeah, we got stomped out and we get eliminated, and that really sucks because that's actually the end of Cade Cunningham. He actually declines going into season number 18, but he was able to win 6 MVPs, and maybe, I mean, he's still a 93, so it's possible he's able to get 7 MVPs as well. However, coming into 2040, Cade doesn't make any All-NBA team. He doesn't win the MVP at all, and this team gets bounced in the first round in 5, and it looks like that power forward is actually starting to take over. At the end of the day, Philly wins the championship with DeWar Johnson, and Cade decides to call it a career. The game has treated me well, but it's time to make my family a top priority. So he goes ahead and he says that he's gonna retire, and that's exactly what he does, man. He retires at the age of 38 after playing 18 seasons, all for the Hornets, man. During his career, he put up insane numbers: 26.1 points per game, 5.4 rebounds, 9.6 assists, 1.6 steals, almost a block, while shooting 51% from the field and 41% from the 3, 90% from the free throw line. He averaged 50, 40, 90 for his entire career. As far as his awards go, 7 MVPs, man. 7 MVPs. Let me say it again, 7 MVPs. 4-time NBA champion, 18-time All-Star. He made the All-NBA first team 12 times. 12 times. As far as the second team goes, he actually didn't make the second team all that many times because he was too busy making the first team, but he made that 4 times as well, and he made the third team 1 time. He was literally dominant. He also was most improved player as well. He was rookie of the year, and of course, all defensive first team in his second season. Like, he was a two-way player, but then he just had to carry this team offensively. And all rookie first team, rookie of the year. He was an amazing player, and I think that this time he is the greatest player of all time. His league high in points was 53, which is also second in Hornets history. He also has third as well with 52. So he was honestly putting in work there. He has second most field goals made of all time, along with the third. Like, he has a bunch of records for the Hornets. I mean, he played there for 20 seasons. 3-point record, he's third with 10. And as far as their assist records go, Buddy cleaned house with that as well. I didn't know that he even shot 21 free throws in a game, but yeah, he's pretty much carrying all of their records. 22 assists in a game is his career high. And we look at the all-time numbers. He finished 4th all-time in points with 40,694. Yeah, he also finished top 10 in field goals made. He literally finished top 10 in almost every single category. Second in 3-pointers made. Like, that's insane. He finished 3rd in assists. He was definitely a bucket. And as far as points per game, he averaged 26.1. So he finished 8th all time in career averages. Like, he had so many seasons where he averaged like 30 points per game and 28. So he was really insane. As far as assists go, he's tied for 3rd in assists because he averaged 9.6 assists per game. And I mean, as far as 40-point games go, he had 95. I think that this was a really, really good career sim. Of course, we did one with Jalen Green, not nearly as successful as this one with Cade Cunningham. The dude put up numbers. He put up numbers. Like, look at this span where he won 4 MVPs in a row. That is actually insane to me, you guys. Let me know who you guys think that we should do next. Somebody said Jonathan Kuminga. We might be hitting that up, man. But, you know, Cade Cunningham, obviously he's gonna be getting his jersey retired here. Obviously he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame. I really enjoyed this video, man. It's a really, really long video. It takes so long. So if you guys enjoyed it, please like it up. Please share this video. Please go ahead and subscribe as well, man. But anyways, guys, like I said, Cade, it was really, really fun doing him. I actually might do a career sim with a YouTuber next. And of course, on this channel, we're gonna keep it pushing with the rebuilds and the NBA discussion videos. And my last one, I talked about James Harden being super hated for no reason. So make sure to go ahead and check out that video. Like I said, his number 15 is retired by the Hornets. But anyways, you guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Drop a like on it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, y'all.